everybody, Tony VT at Timeshare Simplified. I wanted to get a video to you about should you sell it or rent out your timeshare? Or should you get rid of it? Should you keep it? Is it good? Is it not good? Well, it's a tough question. And of course, everybody's different. There's so much that goes into these things. And the biggest thing I see most people like right around year 6 to 10, 5 to 9, they always want to end up selling it, which is like the worst possible time to sell it. I mean, once you get past year 10, your timeshare is actually pretty sweet. Maybe not everybody will agree with that, but that's when you get the most bang for your buck out of it, because 10 years goes by really fast, and with the government printing as much money as they just did, $6 trillion, a little thing called inflation coming, everything. And since I started in the timeshare business, I bought my first one for like $6,800 at the Jockey Club. That was on employee special, but still, now they sell that same thing for like $30,000, $40,000, and that was, well, it was 18 years ago, but it's doubled, tripled in price. So everything goes up. So that's why if you can keep your timeshare, I would recommend keeping it. Okay, your best option if you're in a financial problem, unless you owe on it. Most people don't owe on it, but there, obviously some people do take their financing, and like during a time like now when you can't make the monthly payments, I mean, you're so first off, I would call the resort and see if they're doing anything to help you with payments, stuff like that. Maybe you can move them to the end of the loan. Maybe they're refinancing them for people. Every resort's handling it a little different, so they usually do have some options. They don't want to see everybody losing their timeshares as well. They need you guys to pay the maintenance fees and do all that. So if you're having trouble making the payments or whatever, first thing I would do is call the resort, see if they have any kind of programs where they could help you out with it. Or and the maintenance fees, you can go almost 2 years without paying those before they take your timeshare. So you have a little latitude on that. Obviously, you don't want to have to not pay a bill, but they're not going to take it from you if you miss your maintenance fee bill for a while. So but eventually got to pay it, or they'll take your whole timeshare. And then renting it out is a great option as well. Now, my company does rentals for people who does timeshare, so you could find a company like mine or somebody else who does rentals, and they can help you to rent it out, or you can do it on your own. I've done quite a few videos. You can buy my book Timeshare Tips and Tricks on Amazon, Tony Vitia, and it'll walk you through how to rent it out, how to do all that. I have some videos on YouTube, timesharesimplified.com, that can teach you how to rent out your timeshare as well. And then I also, on my website, Timeshare Simplified, I have a rental guidebook that can help you, and it walks you through literally step by step on how to do everything. So you have those if you need them as resources. If you can, I recommend keeping your timeshare, especially if it's paid off. If it's paid off, then let somebody like me or somebody else just pay the maintenance fees for you. But then when you need it, it's there. And the reason most people don't like their timeshare or can't use it because they can never use it where they want. I have a simple process or a simple concierge service that will handle all that for you. A lot of people just want to call up and go, hey, I want to trade this thing here. I want to go here. I want to go to Hawaii now. I want to go to here now. You can do that, but you have to do it a certain way. And the biggest thing is to plan it a long time beforehand, because trading's like baseball cards. So you have to give something good, or you have to give something good to get something good. So you have to have something good to give them. If you just call them in the middle of the year, or you call them in August or September and say, hey, I want to go to somewhere like Disney for Christmas, you don't even have enough trading power to do that. So you'll never get that. And if you've had it for years and you've never gotten what you wanted, it is because you did it wrong. And it's not your fault. It's not, it just, I mean, it kind of is our fault, my fault. I didn't read all those directions. I didn't read all those books they gave me when I first bought. I didn't look into it. I just assumed it should work how I wanted, where, I should just be able to call up and go wherever I want to go when I go, because I paid so much money. So my advice, instead of selling it, try to rent it out. Either use a company like me, rent it out yourself, or just post it in your Facebook feed. Even if it's just for the maintenance fees, as long as you're just trying to get the maintenance fees, you can probably always find somebody to rent it for you. If you want to strategize, you can book the most prime week you have access to: Christmas, New Year's, holiday, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Mardi Gras, whatever, book it, and then rent it out for that time period. You could do the same, post it on Facebook or Red Week or Airbnb as well. Now, if you do just want to get out of it and you're like, Tony, I don't care, I just want out of this damn thing, there's nothing you could say to convince me, that's fine. I completely understand that. You have several options. One, go to www.ltrba.com. That's the Licensed Timeshare Resale Brokers Association.com. You go to their website and they'll have actual real estate brokers who specialize in selling timeshares, and they take no money up front. Okay, do not pay any company who says they're going to sell your timeshare for $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Do not pay them a dime. They have so many good stories about, you need to pay for an appraisal, or you need to pay the escrow fee, or you need to pay this or that. And they'll end up charging you $500 to $2,000. I went to work for one of those companies before I knew any better. When I was 21 years old, back in 2001, I worked for these guys, and I would charge these people like $500, $1,000, $400. And then I'd be like, well, where do we list them at? And they kind of looked at me weird. And then they're like, well, we have some newspaper ads. And then one time I saw the ad, it was just a simple classified ad. So it's like the biggest scam in the United States. Not the biggest, but it's one of the biggest timeshare resale scams, because so many people want to get out of it and they're so desperate. They'll pay these companies. They all have a good game, a good rap. Oh, well, we have a buyer for you. You just need to pay for this appraisal, which is $800 or $1,000. And then once that's done, the deal be done, and we'll send you the check and you'll have it. And then something will come up and you never hear from them. And then for the next, months and months and year till you get sick of calling, you don't get anything, and they never sell it for you. And then you usually find out they got arrested or got put in jail, or they went out of business, because they just do that for a year or two. Think if you sold 10 people a day at $500 a day, it's $100 grand a month. It's a lot of money. So you got to be careful with those timeshare resale scams. So never pay those companies. Go to the LTRBA, find a licensed resale broker who will list it for you, and all they do is take a commission when they have a sale. You can message my company if you have a Marriott one specifically. We deal with a guy named David Cortese at Magical Realty. He's done a great job. Of course, things always change and whatnot, so go to our website for the most current information in case things change. But right now, he's one we recommend, does a great job, especially if you have Marriott or a higher end timeshare. He can get you about a third of the retail price, or so, which is good. I mean, some timeshares you can't even give away. So because people don't wake up in the morning and go, hey, I want to go buy a timeshare. It would have made my life a lot easier for when the 18 years I was selling them. Never once did anybody come in to buy one. Timeshare is sold. It has to be sold, because otherwise people just don't think about it or whatever, or know the benefits of it. So the only people that do go looking to buy timeshares online are looking for a deal. They're looking for people in desperate situations who just want to get money out of it. One thing you can do is go to eBay, type the name of your resort into eBay in the search bar for sale, whatever, Sierra Vista Resort, and then put it into eBay, and then it'll pull up what other people are selling it for on eBay, and that'll kind of give you a good idea of how much you can get for it. You can also go to the LTRBA, find the broker in your area, and then they can kind of give you an idea of how much it'd be selling for, and kind of what their experience is, and if they can help you with that, and especially if you have weeks in Mexico you want to get rid of. But ideally, if you can, keep it, rent it out, and then especially if it's already paid off, because you're not going to get really any money for it anyways. You'd get way more value using it every year, every other year, once every 2 or 3 years, and then have somebody rent it out in the meantime, or have my company rent it out for you, and then have us do the bookings for you so you can actually get what you want. I mean, some years I've gotten $10,000, $15,000 worth of value out of my timeshare for a couple $1,000 in maintenance fees. So that's why I always tell people, own a little bit more, own points, so you can rent some out, use some, trade, get a couple weeks out of one. You do that now it's the best deal in the world. But if you're just gonna go to the same resort every year, or you're just gonna trade it every once in a while, or take trades that you don't even really like at places because it was the only thing available, then you're gonna be a little frustrated with it. And if you're gonna try to sell it, it's gonna be tough to sell. Not to say that it's impossible, but it's very tough, and it's gonna take you 3 to 9 months at the minimum, and you'll be lucky to get a third of what you paid for it. to be honest. And some of them you'll barely be able to get anything. You might have to give it away or pay somebody to take it. But if that gets you out of the maintenance fees, then, you know, by all means, and that's what you want, go ahead and do that. There's even some charities you can donate them to, and then you donate it to the charity, and then you could take a tax deduction for 5 or 10 grand, which gives you, you know, in actual cash value, you know, say you're timesing it by a third, you know, gives you actually a couple $1,000 back, which is more than what you would got selling it. So those are my options. And then you can also sell it. And then I have a couple vacation clubs that I've been working with where, you know, depending upon what you need, these vacation clubs are awesome. And you can stay at all these resorts, even these timeshare resorts, for a fraction of the cost you pay in maintenance fees. And you're staying at all the same places using the extra inventory. So, you know, it's always an option. You can message me if you're more interested about the vacation club, and I'll try to get some more videos out about the vacation club. But that's what we're doing. If you want to sell it, those are your options, your best options. Let me see what else. You can do that. You can use it, sell it, rent it, trade it. It's always the best. Deposit it with Interval or RCI, because then it gives you 3 years to use it, because you're going to go on vacation at some point. So, you know, get it. But if your lifestyles change, you want to just get out of it, find a broker who's legitimate. Don't pay any money up front. Never pay any money up front. You know, even if they have the best story in the world. If they do, you contact my office, have them ask me. I'll email you back when I get a chance and tell you, you know, if it's a good deal or not. You know, we're here to help you. And if some of you want to be our clients in the process, we would love that. You know, we're going to continue renting out people. We sent out over I don't remember the exact number, like $1.25 million to timeshare owners last year, which was incredible. I sent, gosh, what was her name? This one lady, and she has a mom, and they own fractionals at the Marriott in Lake Tahoe. And the poor mom has cancer, and she has all this treatment. She owns all this timeshare. Her husband died, who took care of all of it for her. And Elaine, okay, so Elaine's mom, and then we were able to rent out her points for, I think, $30,000 or $40,000, and we sent her those checks, and it actually helped with her cancer treatment and everything to help pay her bills. And we helped Elaine. We rented out for like $60,000. She owned a ton of Marriott weeks, like 100 and something thousand points, and so we were able to help both those ladies. And it's so nice to be able to, you know, even though they didn't make a ton more than their maintenance fee, I mean, they actually did do pretty good. They did like 20-30% over their maintenance fee, but that's because they own so much, they got a way better deal. But, you know, so they did decent. I mean, I wish I got 20-30% return on my money, but of course they had the huge upfront costs as well. But anyways, it's good to see. It's good to help people, and we love doing that. So if you need help renting it, you know, contact my office. If you want to be involved in our new concierge service, you let us know. Our goal is to make it as simple as possible for you, so you don't need to worry about the headache of your timeshare. You know, for, you know, $150 to $1,000 a year, we'll be your concierge. You know, we will take care of all of it for you. You just let us know where you want to go, how you want to do it, and we will take care of it for you. All right. God bless. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions, and we'll talk to you soon.